We're here today with Mark Savich, CEO of Agrimin. Mark, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Are you able to share a little bit about your key project?
Sure, David. So our key project's the Mackay Sulphate of Potash project, which is located in central Australia on the border of WA and Northern Territory. We applied for the tenements over Lake Mackay in mid-2014. Subsequent to that, our last couple of drilling programs have now defined what is the largest undeveloped SOP-bearing salt lake in the world. So that's where we're at. At the moment, we're working very hard on the lake. We've got a full team of people out there undertaking a lot of feasibility works and long-term trials. And we've also got a native title agreement already in place on the project. So we have a lot of visibility moving forward as we move through the development phase.
And what are some of the recent milestones investors should have noticed?
Look, the really big one was late last year, our native title agreement. So Lake Mackay is Western Australia's largest salt lake, and it's also next door to the most remote Aboriginal community in Australia. So getting along with them has been one of our biggest accomplishments to date, and then entering into a mining agreement for the development of the project was definitely our biggest achievement. Before that, we've undertaken a lot of exploration work. We also delivered a scoping study in late 2016. So yeah, I think we've pretty much stuck to all of the milestones that we've set out to do over the last 2 or 3 years.
And in terms of looking forward?
Looking forward, we're well funded, so we've got about $9 million in the bank today. We've got a market capitalisation of about $130 million. So we're in a really good position to just keep progressing the project and maintaining the momentum going forward. The pre-feasibility study should be released in around April, so that's the next big milestone. Long-term trials just continue out at the site, and that's another really big de-risking activity. And then we'll move into the DFS and the financing mode for the project, along with our environmental assessment process.
And your views on the potash market specifically?
Yeah, look, this is originally why we got into the industry. I was really convinced that the fundamental drivers for sulphate of potash are extremely positive, both on a demand and a supply side. If you look at demand for sulphate of potash is from fruits and vegetables and tree nuts, so high value crops, which the consumption for these is really taking off as populations are urbanising around the world. On top of that, we've got changes in things like technological advancements, water scarcity, agricultural pollution. These things are really driving a change in the production practices for these types of high value crops to, practices such as greenhouses, which require more specialty and better quality fertiliser. And sulphate of potash is just that. So we're in a really good place. And on the supply side, we've seen over the last 2 decades, all of the new supply of sulphate of potash coming from salt lakes. So it's a really obvious opportunity here in Western Australia, where we're blessed to have massive salt lakes with the right brine chemistry to produce sulphate of potash. So it's going to be a very exciting time for the state over the next few years as more and more money's spent on developing these projects.
Mark, as you say, exciting times ahead for Agrimin. All the best.
Thanks.